Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Arena Gauntlet League match. Today will be match number 9 of the Lorwyn Eclipsed League. Match 4 of week 2 here, and we've got a deck that has not proven us wrong so far. We're currently 3-0 with the list you see on our screen. In the Shadowmoor side of the league, I've got a link in the description to week 0 of this league, which kind of goes over the mechanics and how we got where we are. In case you are not caught up, you can start there and start from the beginning before I get into the spoilers of where we currently stand. But we've got kind of an Esper tempo value deck going on here that has done quite well so far. And we're going to look to continue on that streak as we take a look at this week's standings. Prior to getting into the match today, let's take a look at the standings and where we currently stand within them. On the left, you can see the top 11 players in the league by standings. We've got 9-1, 8-1, some 8-2s, down to 7-3s there in 11th place. So accessible for us this week if we can win our last two. We are sitting down there over in 52nd with that 5-3 record, which isn't too bad considering there is over 200 people, 231 people in this league. But we're sitting with some great names over there, you know, Finley and A Dude With Good, and those are the ones I recognize off the top of my head being very, very good players and recent winners of leagues and stuff too. So we are right in a decent spot to start. Not the best start, but a pretty decent start here. And we're looking to continue that today against DarkDragonzt here in match number 9. They are sitting in 9th place. I don't know if you just saw their name on the left side of the screen on the previous screen. With that record of 72 in 9th place, 3-1 this week with an Abzan deck that I think you will enjoy watching do its thing here in this match coming up. Now, this is their first AGL, and they've got that 7-2 record, so their win percentage is very, very high, 78%-ish. Ours is there at 55.51. And it's our first matchup because this is their first league. Speaking of, they've got that rookie badge as it is their first league. And our badges, we've got the 1 finalist and the 1 additional top 16 there to go with it. So it's going to be a tough matchup today. Our opponent match win percentage tiebreaker is doing well because we're playing some good players here, especially this week. A win will go a long way to keep improving that and help us jump up farther in the rankings. Can we get it done? See you in game 1. Okay, we get to go first here against Dark Dragon and start with a mulligan into another hand that's also not particularly great, but got to keep this one. This is going to be a difficult matchup. Every single rare is black or green, except 2. There's Cryptcaller Chariot, Bristlebane Battler, Fecund Green Shell, Lathril, Tyvar, Moonshadow. Yeah, these are great cards, and I'm sure he's going to be straight black-green, so here we go. See what we can do about that. I mean, it's not that these are all... So it's all black and green, and then it's not that they're like bad black and green rares, they're just like good black and green rares. So we'll have to see here. Okay, I think I need to Requiem Monolith so I can try to start drawing into some lands. So, said good game. I can't imagine that's the game here. Considering I'm also missing land drops. Got artifact removal? I mean, you got artifact removal, it's fine. Another card I can't cast. Let's go ahead, play the Lamenter so that I can potentially draw next turn into a land. No green, or no black yet. I'd be shocked if he's not playing black, but the thing's got reach, doesn't it? Of course it does. And a fight. There we go. Okay. What could have gone worse? Well, I guess I can hold up Radiant Strike if he chooses to attack, which I assume he will. I can get a creature down, but I don't know how good that is going to do here. Next turn, if I draw a land, I can play the creature and hold up Keep Out. Yeah, I guess I'll just pass. Yeah. Unfortunately, this only gets a tapped creature, and that's got Vigilance. This only gets a tapped creature as well. So this is going to be tough to deal with. At the very least, I can bounce it here. Get some tempo. Didn't have a 6th land last turn, so I might be able to delay it coming down for another turn, but the fact that this has Vigilance is going to be pretty annoying. There's the 6th land and the black mana. Grave Shifter getting back Hazard, I'm assuming. There it is, and a pass, okay. Shimmer Creep, not horrible. This will add to my Vivid count here. So, I think I'm planning on playing Zealot into Dragonstorm here. This can also add to my Vivid count. It's just, is that a relevant enough creature to try to play before I play this here? I think I'm going to get rid of the planes. I've got more card draw. Actually, this does let me return the Dragonstorm as well, so that is pretty good. Let's see if Hazard comes down to stem the bleeding of the life total, or if the Celebrant will come down first. It's going to be a tough deck to beat. These are some good cards here. Okay, so probably get a land, play the Hazard. And there it goes. Can I double spell this turn? The only way I could double spell is if I Glimmer Burst into an untapped land and play the Expansionist. That would open up attacks here. This is going to be tough. The reach is annoying. I'd love to get rid of this. I just can't unless it gets tapped here. So let's try to double spell, I think. I didn't quite get there. Which means no attacks. Can double spell next turn, but he's going to have a 5/6 Vigi, so it won't really matter. Okay, that's fine. That's basically just a 1/3. Okay, lots of creatures. The reach is the most annoying. I need to get rid of the fact that this has reach. But Sidisi could actually get this back by sacrificing the Wayfinder. Okay, Sidisi actually doing some work. I wonder if Sidisi should be in my deck. It probably just should be, right? I mean, I do have it in this pool. I just hadn't really considered playing it, but I mean, there's the Celebrant. Leaving up the reach creature. Okay. I think it's gotta be Flyer plus Liminal Hold on Hazard of the Dunes. That way I can continue to push damage, and then Shimmer Creep can potentially drain the last little bit here. I know that means I don't have an answer for this Celebrant, but I think that's going to be okay. So let's get another flyer. Play this. Zealot still can't attack. Go to 8, and then next turn, I'm 2 turns away from lethal here, just on board. I've also got Graspling and Shimmer Creep draining for 4, potentially. Okay. That's an interesting attack. I'm assuming it's so that Sidisi can sacrifice Wayfinder, get Graveshifter back to get back. Oh no. Why is this attacking? Oh, it's just so that they can start the loops with the Graveshifter, I assume. If I'm not going to block that, I think there's no real reason to block this either, so they can try to do some Sidisi loops with Graveshifter here, so no blocks for now. Okay, that's another flyer, unfortunately. It does block this one. Is there removal for the Cleric? If there's removal for the Cleric, this is not looking to be a great game here. I think the Cleric is our route to victory right now. Station Monitor pretty good. So I think I'm going to attack with the Flyers, play Station Monitor into Graspling here. I suppose this is fine if this trades. There isn't currently a 2-drop that Sidisi could get to get up to this. So the Gravpack Monoist isn't coming back next turn unless he has exactly a 2-drop. So let's get in here. That's what I expected. Go to 6. And then, as long as a couple clarifying statements here, but if Graspling survives and Cleric can get in next turn and this resolves, then I currently win, but we'll have to see. It's like 3 different statements that have to happen. It's only 1+, right? I wish I had like a 1/3 just to bounce this. So no blocks. Elves are fine. Man, this Moonrise Cleric has done some serious work. Alright, got the win in game 1, surprisingly here, so let's see what we can do. This 5/6 Vigilance creature is pretty annoying. How many of those are there? Just the one. Sidisi was impressive there. I wonder if that's a card that should just be in my deck. Let me try to bring it in. See if there's a cut I would rather make for it. Flyers were really good. Am I desperate enough for Flyers to play something like, you know, a Shore Lurker or whatever? Didn't have a lot of reach over there. I guess it did have the 1 Hazard of the Dunes, which, how many of those are there? There's just the 1. There's a Migrating Ketradon as well, which also has reach. So Flyers probably aren't quite as good as they were made out to be that game. I just don't have the greatest of sideboards. I guess the Chrome Companion does kind of mess with Sidisi in a way. But But there's not much other graveyard synergies that I've seen. Let's see. Well, there are a lot of cards that have graveyard in the text without reading through all of them. Most of them don't interact with their own graveyard as much. Okay. So if I bring in Sidisi, it's just every card has seemed... Against these big green fatties deck, things like Temporal Cleansing actually seems fine. All these cards just seem pretty good. I guess this Zealot was like not very impressive. Let's try to get rid of that for a Sidisi here and see if that does much. All right, let's try it like this. And see what happens here. At least this can island cycle, and I do have something I can play, and I'm on the draw, so I think I can keep it as a result. It is a little bit sketchy. If I miss my third land on this next turn, I think I'm just going to island cycle away the Megalodon. Okay, good. Got all of our colors now. We can play Expansionist, get a lander, and play the island, but that's a bit off curve. Needs black anyways. Yeah, we're both missing it. Little does he know I did draw it, so I think I'm actually just going to play Lamenter here to be a little bit more mana efficient. Alright, no Hazard of the Dunes, please. Next turn I can play Expansionist followed by Thoughtshucker. That's a 3/3 flyer. And maybe now I'm just going to play Graspling because that does block that well. No, that's not how I want to do it. I would need to do it... No, if I'm playing Graspling... then I'd want to just play the land. And just play the reach creature. They might draw out a removal spell just to get the 3/3 in which case I do have removal for that if a flyer ends up being a big issue. Okay, 5 lands. Next turn I can go Expansionist, land Monolith if I draw one. Let's see if the Graspling dies. Looks like it does. And what's the follow-up? A Molt Tender. Okay. Bogslither's Embrace with Lamenter on the battlefield is also quite good. So what if we did this and then Embraced onto the Lamenter here? Killing the Lurker. That's pretty good as well. That is a valuable removal spell to get rid of in the event that, you know, something like the Treefolk thing comes down again, which could be problematic, but let's see here. Okay, there's the black. All right. We're all squared away with our mana bases. Gets rid of my graveyard, that's fine. I don't really interact with it. I mean, I do with the Sidisi I brought in, but I think that's okay. Okay. What to do now? I mean, I could draw the card and then still play... That lets me block this thing. Okay. Drew the extra land, not the end of the world here. I can go Thought Shucker into Crack-a-Lander. Can also Roiling Dragonstorm. I can get Requiem Monolith going. I mean, playing the Monolith is pretty good as well. I could also remove another one to draw a card and play Thought Shucker. There's a lot of options here. This doesn't really do much on this board necessarily, so I'm not under pressure to put it down. So Radiant Striking that at some point is probably going to be pretty good. Let's do this, see what we draw, and then go from there. This gives me more value out of drawing more cards. Glenelendra, not bad. Would I rather Crack-a-Lander? I think extra lands are just going to be good here, so especially getting a land to get another blue. So let's just pass, Crack the Lander for blue. Okay, Rooftop Percher into the yard. Well, nice hit. Sure. Yeah, maybe that Chrome Companion would be good enough. 3/3 flyer is good. So let's go get a blue. Much better earlier on, but not a horrible draw. Let's see what we can draw off of the Monolith here. Land isn't horrible. That lets us go Glenelendra. And can probably play Saboteur now. So I can flash in Glenelendra. Can't counter anything this turn because I don't have the mana. No, don't have the removal for it again. Oh man. Brutal. I didn't keep up the mana to protect my Monolith card draw, but at least I still have some more card draw in hand. I could even like counter my own spell to draw, like cycle it and draw a card and remove a counter from this to make it bigger, but I don't think that's exactly necessary. Okay, let's start with this. See what we find. I have 0 cards in my yard. This Thought Shucker's just not doing much. Is it worth using removal on the Percher so that Glenelendra can start attacking? That's how we won the last game, by chip damage in the air, so I think it might be. Oh, this thing can tap creatures too, but could use Molt Tender to start tapping it down. Forgot about this thing tapping stuff down. So I can get rid of this with Trapped in the Screen. Oh, I can use Radiant Strike on that after it taps, which lets me do both of these this turn. Okay, so Trapped in the Screen That does get rid of all my removal, but they're hellbent. They don't have any cards, so if Airsheen's Sunshield taps, then I can use the Radiant Strike. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get rid of this stuff. Pass the turn. I don't mind trading the Saboteur off for something on blocks so that it doesn't have to start pumping their creatures on attacks. Well, that's a top deck, isn't it? Could just take the damage. Do I win this race? I don't know. I think I could just take it, because next turn this thing can block it too. Okay. Not a bad draw. Drain for 3, play Sentinel, hold up Glenelendra in the event that a big non-creature spell comes down. Can also actually attack. Do I want to do that? I don't know how big I want this thing to get before I just kind of full send. So let's play it a little bit safe here. Play Sentinel, pass the turn. Oh, I see. That's quite the combo here. So this is just going to continue to rise. Basically, no matter what. Yeah, pretty much no matter what I do, this Moon Shadow is just going to get bigger and bigger. Yeah, it's just okay. It's just a 7/7 menace. That's all this thing is. Okay, so it's basically a 5/5 right now. So let's just attack with our flyer. Play another creature. I mean, we're going wide here, so that is something. Ooh, trapped in the screen. Glad that got milled there. I don't know how much the Moonshot is actually going to be able to attack us, though. Oh, there's a reach creature. That is brutal. That does break up the stall here. Unfortunately. Reach and flying. The interaction everyone needed. So this becomes a 7/7. So it's currently an 8/6 menace, effectively. Could have instant speed removal. An 8/7 menace, sorry. So I need 3 more power. So if I did this here, I don't see how this is going to end up being tapped on my second main at any time soon. So could have drawn instant speed removal here, but I do have Alendra to blanket the first removal spell if they go for it. Yeah, I'm not sure I can let them just have another one and keep going. So let's try to force that out here. Hopefully they don't draw anything else better. Okay, got rid of the Moon Shadow. But now there's a hazard to deal with. A literal hazard in the way. If I can draw some removal, that would be pretty good. It's got Trample, too. A 7/7 Trample? I can attack with Shimmer Creep and kind of trade it for Javelineer here. Conversely, I could just hold that back on blocks. No, I can't attack. No, I could. It still has Menace, so they would double block if they wanted to. They have the ability to put the Exhaust here, because they do have 6 mana plus the Molt Tender. So this is effectively a 7/7 reach right now, which means I probably want this back on blocks more than I want to push the attack of it. So let's just not attack here. Oh yes, I forgot. Forgot that's a changeling. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good draw then. Let's see what we can draw. The hidden tech. Oh, just more lands. Sure. Go ahead. At least I cleared the top of my deck for a moment. If the hazard attacks, do I have to, like, quintuple block just to try to kill it down? Or instant speed removal makes it really bad for me, but... Night Luminary warped, making a 1/1. Okay, here we go. Got all the information. I don't think hazard attacks here. Okay, send it on back then. That has the ability to be pretty good. 6, 7, 8, currently 9 mana when they untap. So this represents +2/+2, kind of. How do we win this game? We draw removal and we draw more flyers? Is that kind of it? We are in a dogfight, that's for sure. Potentially trying to push some damage here to get their engine count higher. Yeah. Okay. So let's pass to blockers. This is technically a 9/8 right now because of this. So I prefer to not take damage from it. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I technically don't even need to do that, right? This is 10. It won't take the damage, and I can keep out to destroy the tapped creature. This will kill one of these. There's nothing hidden, right? I don't think there is. Because this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This deals 5. They'll assign the damage, and I'll deal 4 to the tapped creature. I won't take any trample damage either. So I think this should work out. Probably killing Shimmer Creep, as he did there. Okay, finish it off. Gets to surveil, but we got the big baddie off the battlefield here. Kept a card on top, not a good sign. And there's a pretty good chance I need to liminal hold this thing. But if I wait a turn to see what this is, considering he kept it on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd be shocked if he kept a land on top just to activate this twice. Which means I have to treat these as +1/+1 right now. I think I need to hold the liminal hold for whatever potentially it was kept on top. And if it wasn't anything insane, then I can use it on the shield bearer. Okay, trying to, again, up that engine count so these things can start to get going. Okay, so what can I do to prevent the engines from raising once again here? This would force a trade. This would trade, and then this would chump. Is that good enough? I have to treat this as a 5/3. Oh no, that wouldn't be a trade because this has 3. Do I just accept this going up to 3 here and do something like this and this? That gets rid of both of their creatures, and then I would lose these 2 here. Okay, let's try this. Okay, there's the pump. Engines go to 3. I draw a card. I draw a land. And the top deck was... yeah, flyer, that's what I thought. Okay, so... gosh, so many lands. Is it the shield bearer or is it the Waxwaned Witness? The shield bearer with another land is a real problem here. Like, everything gets +2/+2, so I think it's got to be the shield bearer. As much as I don't really want it to be. And then pass the turn with all of our lands here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 lands we've found. I think I'm playing 24. Where's my draw 3, discard 1, or my Glimmer Burst, or anything that can help me draw into more stuff? I have to block this, right? So all right. They are desperate to get this to 4 here. So I'm just going to eat as many things as I can. Yeah, they want to keep that around, I'm assuming. So I'm going to... The engines will go to 4 basically regardless of what I do. This is a grind. Okay, so if I do this, this, and this here. Just in case there's any pump, let's do it this way. Now the Raceway's on and can start rummaging, and the Ascendant is on, and whenever a creature they control dies, get drained. Alright. Go ahead. That's a card. I mean, as long as this game is going on, they've got better card quality than I do, so if I can't... I don't know how to close this out, but this has reach, and that's a flyer, so my flying plan isn't really going to work either. My creatures aren't very big. Got a lot of removal. I'm just drawing turn after turn after turn with lands here, so that obviously doesn't help. An extra land pumps their whole team, +2/+2. Yeah. I need removal basically exactly now. So whenever this or another creature... Toughness greater than its power, look at the top. If it's a lamp on the battlefield, otherwise in your hand. So I don't want them recasting this. Guess I can just get rid of the token. Slumbering Walker, what does that do? Currently, not much, but... At least it is a thing. Probably getting Thought Shucker down so I can draw an extra card here now. Man, this is quite the match. There is the pump. All right. Yeah, this is tough now. Don't know if there's much I can do about the fact that everything gets +2/+2. Can I find instant speed removal? Nope. How about another land? That's got Death Touch. This can put the Lamenter into the graveyard so that I can draw an extra card, but it's not till the end step. This puts the Thought Shucker into the graveyard. This trades. I can't get Glenalendra back. I take 4. I lose a lot of things. Okay, losing a lot. Thought Shucker can draw a card. Hopefully it's an instant, because it comes back on end step with a Slumbering Walker. I go to 7. I think I go to 5 now because of Ascendant. Does not quite do it. I mean, it does let me potentially block. Fortunately, it doesn't really block that, so no attacks, end turn. Can't really afford to go to 1 is the issue, because this thing would then threaten to trigger at any point. Alright, that's something. Interesting. How can I do this now? And get rid of the thickened green shell. That makes this a 2/4. Then I can know where to run and take that down with Moonrise Cleric and start attacking with a flyer to gain life to get out of the way of the Ascendant. Alright, alright. I'm going to go to 3 here. Oh no. That's still fine.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Whew, what a game. This has been insane. What's the card in hand now? Tyvar. Come on. Oh, brutal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He can do this. Doesn't have double green, or quad green, interestingly, so... Gonna have to chump a lot next turn now, because of stupid Tyvar. In fact, most of my blocks are going to be... I've drawn almost all of the lands in my deck at this point, I think. Okay, end the turn. I'm not sure I've ever played an AGL game that has gone this long. This is insane. At least the Walker can block a fully pumped Tyvar here, because this can only pump up to 6 right now. Though as soon as he's able to get quad green, That will make me chump every single creature. So currently I have to chump Tyvar. They don't get trample. So I can... Okay, another creature. Fortunately, this can get indestructible. But I'll play it. So tap another untapped creature you control to give it indestructible until end of turn. Potentially doing the math. Okay, sure, pump it. Yeah, I mean, I've got to chump most things here. Is it a fight spell in hand? I think I have to use the compactor on the Ascendant. Yeah, I see what you're doing. I think that guarantees a win no matter what I do. Is that right? So... if I kill this, I keep that, but then this drains, and I can double chump here. At least I don't die. If I kill this, this will die, and they'll have 3 attackers to my 2 blockers. That won't work. If I kill... I can't kill Tyvar, so I have to kill... My only choice is the Battler here. Hey, got a fish. Let's go. Okay, can I avoid a land? Station monitor doesn't really do anything. I now have to double chump again. Guess I could attack with Cleric, chump, make a... I didn't know you'd still get the fish. Oh, by killing it in response? I think the gift is a part of the cost of the paying the card. So if I attack with Cleric, I do the same thing I just did. I block, chump, with Station Monitor, but I gain a life. The life doesn't really matter. Okay. So... what if I attack with everything? 6, 7 down to 5 doesn't do anything. Okay. Okay, so we are down to 2 creatures. They have 3 with the Tyvar here. That won't do it. Yeah, wow. So many lands. I mean, if I had drawn a couple of good cards in the mid game there when we were battling, could have had a chance, but did not. Haha, gotcha. Ugh. Man, what a brutal matchup there. All right. Okay. What can we do about that? I don't even know. What was most of the removal? We saw pretty much the whole deck. It's a lot of good cards. I mean, Fecund Green Shell, Bristlebane Battler, Tyvar. I mean, there's just so many good things here. Trapped in the Screen removal. Spin Out. Exile and damage based. Fight damage base. Bite damage based. So what if I were to potentially bring in Runaway Together, take out this Adisi? It seemed like he had a lot of graveyard related interaction. Is there anything else I have that cares about graveyard that wouldn't be good if he removes most of it? I don't think anything else cares too much about the graveyard. Thoughtshucker does, but would I rather like another Runaway Together in place of that? I don't think so. He did have some graveyard stuff though, so maybe that over Thoughtshucker might not be horrible if we get into that late game grind like we just had. Okay, let's try this out. It's quite the battle here. It's not great, but I have removal. Don't really like going to 6. Got to run away together. I get double blue, or do I get a double black here? I think I'm going to get double blue. No Bristlebane Battler. Okay. Just a cycle the Death Gorger. Okay. Play Tyvar. No Sidisi. Okay, I could potentially counter something, and if I don't need to, I can play Glimmerburst here. Yeah. Can use Trapped in the Screen on that. And next turn hold up Counterspell as well. Okay, that's not bad. So if I use Glimmerburst now, next turn I can Trapped in the Screen and hold up Divert Disaster for something else. So, sure. Haha, the beats with the 1/1 start. Don't have much more pressure to apply here, but, you know. Grave Shifter. Getting back Hazard? No, getting back Sidisi? Not drawing anything here. Same as last game, just land after land. He's got 6. There's stupid Tyvar. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Could potentially return Shimmer Creep and Tyvar if he goes to pump with Tyvar. Like just kind of time walk him almost. Oh, he's going to fight. Okay. Alright, alright. Run away together kind of did what it was supposed to do here. So let's target that. I could actually bounce my own 1/1. That way I don't have to recast this. Can actually start attacking with it. Yeah, let's do that. Yep, here are the lands. What's new? Do I just want to get a creature down? It doesn't do much against Tyvar. I guess it... I don't even know. It opens it up to removal like before, but I don't have anything in my yard to really like get this going, so I guess I'll just play it, but it's not thrilling. I'll decline. Computer's starting to get slow because this file is so large. And then Tyvar can come down as well, sure. Oh, Sun Shield. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to find some answers here. We're back on the only have lands plan. This is unfortunately not an answer unless he plays Tyvar in the wrong order, which I don't expect to happen. Yep, can't do anything about it. I've used most of the removal that can deal with it at this point. Yeah, I think we're just about done here. I can't. I mean, I've drawn so many lands that it just in both of these games that can't really compete. I had so many draw spells. I've drawn 1, 2, 3. I've drawn 5 additional cards and still stuck here. So if I attack, they double block. They give Tyvar indestructible, so I can't do that. So no attacks. They can attack me for 14, I think, right now. Alright, well, we put up a valiant effort in this one. It's just the deck, unfortunately, did not cooperate with us when we needed it to. And as a result, gonna find our first loss with our Shadowmoor pool. I'm just removing these to make this bigger now. Not that it really matters. These are gonna hit me for so much. So I can take, what, 12 here? Oh, it's 5. Oh, I thought it was going to get +2/+2. I did not mean to block with the Shimmer Creep as a result of that. That was a huge punt. I just did not need to get rid of that card. Yeah, I don't think I win as a result or anything, but like it certainly doesn't help my case. So if I attack here, they don't block. They tap this down. I play core. I block there. I die, so I can't attack. Man, there might have been a world where I could have done something had I not made that punt there. For some reason, I just thought that was getting +2/+2, the token, because it's like equal to its power, but it is equal to the greatest power. Been playing against Tyvar for 45 minutes here, so I should know that. Doesn't matter how I do this. They're both chumping anyway. This is going to be... yeah. Well, too little, too late. Man, just played against Tyvar for an hour and couldn't get through it. Made a little bit of a punt there at the end. Don't know if it would have mattered. It could have mattered. I mean, probably would have like not allowed him to attack as much as he did. That could have maybe helped deal with Tyvar and then stabilize the game. But either way, his deck was better than mine, so it really should have deserved a win. So man, yeah, GG's. Okay, I'm tired. I don't know about you, but I don't know how long that video was, but boy, I'm sure it it kept going and going and going. We do lose, and we fall down just a few spots there to 56th place with that 5-4 record now. Our opponent match win percentage is keeping us at the tippy top of the 5-4 record holders there at 56th place. Continues down to players like Zevin28 and Lotta there that you can see on the screen, and DarkDragonzt jumps up to 8-2 there on the left, goes up to the 8th place player in the league. So no shame in losing to him. His deck was really, really good, and I think we gave him just about everything he could handle there, so couldn't quite get over the edge. So now we do get our first comeback pack presentation of the week, and here's our first one. It's pretty horrible, if we're being honest. So based on the Shadowmoor deck that we're playing, being Abzan, the only cards that might go in it are Wanderbrine Preacher, Tenufa Rhine Speaker, Gravelgill Scoundrel, maybe a Spell Snare for the sideboard. I don't think Eulogist, Gutsplitter Gang, or Bile Boggart would really go well in this deck. It's not very good. And if you think of the Jund deck we're running over in the Lorwyn League, this has Wildvine Pummeler, Assert Perfection, and that's about it as well. It's really, and the Dawnhand Eulogist would actually be decent over there, but like, it's really not what we're looking for from either of these pools. So what does pack 2 get us? A much better pack. We've got Grub, Gnarlback Elm, Pitiless Fists, Great Forest Druid, the Watcher, the Zealot, the Blackthorn, and the Rooftop Percher, all to consider for our Lorwyn pool. And for our Shadowmoor pool, we've got Grub, Rhymekin Recluse, which is a good card, the Elm as well, maybe a Blackthorn, maybe a Percher. Not as much for Shadowmoor. So my thought in assigning these 2 comeback packs here is, I think our Lorwyn pool needs more help than our Shadowmoor pool does. So I actually went ahead and assigned this second pack that you see on your screen right now with Grub to the Lorwyn pool. That does assign a very bad pack to the Shadowmoor pool, but I think it needs less help. So I sent this over there to hopefully boost that with an extra good rare and lots more playable cards for that other pool. So we'll finish the video by heading back over here to the Shadowmoor deck and including the only 4 cards I would remotely even basically consider putting into this pool and rebuilding it here. I think the Spell Snare, I'm going to throw into the sideboard. I don't think I want to main deck it, though there probably are plenty of targets. I do think the Scoundrel and the Preacher could definitely be playable in a deck like this. The Eulogist I'm a little less sold on here. We've got, where is the expansion? Over here. This is what I'm looking for. What do we got? Merfolk, 2 Merfolk to tap, but also 2 Shapeshifters. So 4 creatures to tap to the Scoundrel. This includes one of the Merfolk here. And then the Eulogist, we've got 1 Elf plus 2 Shapeshifters. So I don't think the Eulogist is very great. These are both close. I mean, maybe like cutting this random Zealot for one of these is probably okay. The Scoundrel, now that I only have like 4 total targets to tap, I guess it works really well with the new card I just added. But this Zealot has kind of impressed the least, I would say, so far. And anything else? Thought Shucker's been, it's been fine. Sentinel's fine. I mean, most of our creatures are actually pretty, like, fine for what we're trying to do here. So this Zealot stood out, and then which would I rather? The 2/2 that becomes tapped to gain 2 life, or the 1/3? Whichever one I cut here, I think the Preacher's probably, like, on the draw against a more aggressive deck. Bringing in the 1/3 is potentially better than the 2/2, but I think the 2/2 is probably fine. So I think, what did I do? Add 1 card from this entire pack into this pool. That's okay. The deck was doing relatively well before this, and we're going to hope that the new version here can continue to do so going forward. So thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time here at Daily Draft.